Hello everyone, my name is Zach. This is my third year here at the cruise line, but this is my first year delivering mail. I'm going into my senior year at Badger High School here in Lake Geneva, and I'll be giving you guys the tour today as well as delivering papers to the houses. The modern brick building behind the Riviera Beach is the Lake Geneva Public Library. This prairie-style building was designed by Mr. James Dresser, the student of the famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright. The property along the shoreline is known as Library Park. Mrs. George Sturgis, an early summer resident, gave this land along with the cottage that once stood here to the city of Lake Geneva in 1894. The gift came with the stipulation that the property always be used as a public park. Their cottage served as the city's first library until this new building was completed in the 1950s. We'll see the site of the second George Sturgis home further down the shoreline. During the tour...
Don't worry about a thing.
Did you get that? He threw it out. That was
The reason both keeps moving during these deliveries is not founder of the famous Litton clothing stores in Chicago. From 1927 to 1965, the original home was P.K. Wrigley's main residence, later the guest house, until about 1980 when the property was sold. Since then, the new owners have torn down the original home and have built this charming new home, incorporating a lot of the classic architectural features common to some of the other buildings on the property. You weren't worried. Oh, ye of little faith. Let me know if you see a big splash back there. Next delivery is to Green Gables, which was P.K. Wrigley's main residence at the time of his death in 1977. This is built on the site of the original Green Gables that dated back to 1892, originally purchased by P.K. Wrigley's late father, William Wrigley Jr. in 1911. The original home stood there until 1955 when the family tore it down and made way for the construction of this beautiful home completed around 1966. Recently, Green Gables was sold. The new owner has been renovating. He's added the addition at the far end, which encloses a swimming pool. As we're approaching the city of Lake Geneva, you get a close-up view of some of the newer additions to the skyline here in town. First of all, in the foreground there, with the orange tile roof, is the Bella Vista Suites Hotel that opened up about 10 years ago. The Victorian mansion beyond is the Redwood Cottage, built in 1885 for the Robert Baker family of Racine. At one time, Robert Baker owned 25% of J.I. Case in Racine. Today it's a supper club and a bed and breakfast complex called the Baker House. The building with the maroon trim is the Harbor Shores Hotel with balconies overlooking the lake, and that features the restaurant called Gino's East. It's a pizza restaurant. The building with the aqua roof is the Cove of Lake Geneva, which is an all-suite resort development built there in 1995, and that features Sprecker's Restaurant. The park area is Flatiron Park, and that's where this statue of Andy Gump stands looking out over the lake. The tallest building in town, that's the 9-story Geneva Towers condominium. The condominium is built on the site of the old Whiting House Hotel that we spoke of earlier from 1873 to 1894. That was there. In 1912, that became the site of the famous Hotel Geneva. The beautiful and ornate Hotel Geneva was designed by the famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright, patterned after Mr. Wright's famous Imperial Hotel in Tokyo, Japan. That Frank Lloyd Wright original building was torn down in 1967 and later was replaced by the condominium. The brick building where the boats are docked, that's the old Riviera Ballroom, built in the 1930s on the original site of the old municipal dock. And during the swing era, the Riviera was home to the big bands here at the lake. Some stars as Wayne King, Artie Shaw, the Dorseys, Ted Weems, Russ Borg, and Louis Armstrong. All of the big bands been here at one time or another. Recently, the city of Lake Geneva restored and renovated the building. The lower level is now a series of interesting shops that operate in the summertime. The upper level ballroom has been restored to its original elegance and is now a civic center. We're going to be docking in a moment at the Riviera. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the trip. If you have questions, by all means, feel free to ask them as you're leaving. A couple of things as we finish up, though. During the docking procedure, it is important that you all stay seated.